Hello, I'm Chef Don McMillan, and welcome to Simple and Delicious Recipes. Talking about delicious, one of my favorite meats, leg of lamb. We're going to show you how to roast the perfect leg of lamb. Trust me, you're going to love it. Even if you're not a lamb lover, when you see this, you're going to say, I want some of that, and it's going to be ever so good. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do now is a basting liquid, perfect for the lamb, okay? You don't really have to marinate it for a long period of time. What we're just going to do is baste it as we're cooking it. Trust me, it's going to be great. I have here a quarter cup of extra virgin olive oil. I love using olive oil with lamb. I wouldn't use another oil. Trust me, it'd be very, very good. I'm going to put into this some shallots. I minced them very fine. I've got about a tablespoon of shallots. Let's put that in there. Obviously salt and pepper. I'm going to put that in there right now. About a teaspoon of each. While we're basting this leg of lamb, all of this will come together really well. Okay? So now, I am also going to add into there garlic. I don't think you could cook lamb without garlic. I'm sure you could, but I wouldn't. So I'm going to press some fresh garlic right into my basting liquid. Right here. There's one. Come back. And let's get the others. I'm doing about 4 cloves of garlic. And one more time. A little easier way to do it. You can obviously mince it if you want, chop it up, but this does a good job. Okay, there's our garlic. The next thing I want to do is to put in some more flavor, and I'm going to use the lemon. Lemon is really good on the lamb, gives it a nice acid, which gives it a great flavor in return, but I'm going to capture even more flavor by zesting it. So I'm going to take my lemon and just one swipe, just like this, turning the lemon each time. So you see, I'm just not getting the pit. The pit is bitter. I just want that wonderful zest on the outside, because honestly, in your citrus fruits, that's where a lot of flavor exists. And when you're cooking, everything we do is about the flavor. So you want to definitely capture as much flavor as possible. All right. There's that zest. We'll just tap it. And next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use the juice as well. So cut the ends off the lemons like this. Cut the lemon in half. Place it in your juicer, and we'll just squeeze away. There's one. Lift it. Flip. Do it again, just like this. Yes. That's one. Let's do the other half too, because we need all that juice. And while you're basting this beautiful piece of meat, you will definitely get the benefit of it. So I have some herbs in here, and the herbs that I have are oregano. I have some fresh oregano, and when I have fresh oregano, I'm going to go ahead and then remove it from the stem just by pulling it backwards, just like this. Look, just pull it backwards and the leaves just pop right off. So let's get this fresh oregano. We have a little herb garden out back there, and we can just go in there and grab some fresh herbs, and whenever that's possible, that's great. If you want to do this recipe using dried oregano, feel free to do so. Okay, it will work good, but of course if you got the fresh, why not? All right, let's give it a little bit of a chop, just like this. Smells so good. That's one of the benefits of using fresh herbs, is that you can just have that great aroma, and then it puts into your food and even makes it more enjoyable. Okay, let's get that in there. So now I have my basting brush. Let's give it a little bit of a stir, and we're going to baste our lamb in just a minute. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and baste our lamb. I'm starting the oven at 425. Sounds like it's hot, but believe me, it's really going to make a difference because we love that crust on the outside of the lamb. We don't need it to be soft outside. We want to just, when we bite into it, we want to say, that is so good. And that's how we do that. 425 for about 25 minutes. Then I'm going to turn the oven down to 350. Let it cook. It might take an hour, hour and a half. I'm not sure. We're gonna check it because why? We have a meat thermometer. A meat thermometer will tell us exactly when it's ready to come out of the oven, and also when we let it set. We're gonna let it set for a little while, but that's coming up. So let's go ahead and get our lamb ready to go into the oven. Look, this is called jet net right here. Kind of like elastic. Leave it on. If not, you can tie it with a twine. If you have a butcher's twine, that would work. But this goes into the oven as is. I mean, just like that. You don't have to tie it anymore. Keeps the muscles together. Because what's going to happen when the protein is cooking, it's actually going to become like one piece of meat. So when you cut it, you get a nice slice instead of like little pieces flying every which way. Okay? And also makes a nice presentation because we eat with our eyes. Correct? Okay. So this basting liquid, look, the lemon juice, the olive oil, the salt, the pepper, the oregano. Look what I'm doing. I'm hooking this thing up. Going all the way around. The garlic. Gotta have garlic. Yes, just do all of this. When it cooks, it's going to go into the meat. It's going to go into the crust. It's going to give it such a wonderful flavor. And that's what we're all about, right? The flavor. Let's put a little bit more down here. I don't want to leave any piece there. Now, you are probably wondering, hey, chef, what's going to do with all that rosemary? I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the rosemary. Okay? We're going to take it and we're going to insert it right in there. And every little place that you get, a little nook and cranny, just put it right in there. When it's cooking, that rosemary flavor, again, is going to permeate the meat. It is going to make it taste so good. And I have to tell you, just like garlic, rosemary is definitely a lamb enhancer. It will make that lamb kick up, taste good, flavorful, and all those little pieces that you see in here, you don't have to worry about when they dry up. They'll just fall to the bottom of the pan, which, by the way, is going to make a good gravy, okay? We're going to take those drippings. Don't throw them away. It's going to make a really, really nice, flavorful sauce. And we know sauce is just as important as the protein itself. All right, where did I miss a spot? Let's go right here. So trust me, if you say, I don't know if I like lamb, try this out. You will love it. Okay, now this is a whole leg of lamb. The same recipe works if you got a smaller piece of lamb, and it is always good. Okay. Now, this is going to go into a 425 preheated oven for 20. Well, I took the leg of lamb out of the oven. It's been 25 minutes at 425. Check the temperature. See what we get. Now it's reading. Let me just check it another place. Be sure we got a good reading on that. Yeah, we're somewhere around 100 degrees right now, depending on what part of the meat I put it into. That one's 90. So what we're going to do, we're going to baste it, and then we're going to put it back in the oven. I'm going to set my timer for like 30 minutes and just keep checking it every 30 minutes. Okay, let's do that. Because we're going to pull it around 145, and when that happens, boom, it's done. We let it cook up. It'll be nice and pink in the middle. So you can obviously leave it in a little bit longer if you wish. But we like a nice medium is our ideal temperature. All right. Baste and back in the oven it goes. Well, there it is. We roasted this beautiful piece of meat. Remember how I told you to do it? 425 for the first 25 minutes. We cooked it for another additional about an hour and 15 minutes at 350 degrees. I kept checking my temperature like every 30 minutes, every 15 minutes because I wanted to get 145 internal temperature as the thickest part. We know that the end pieces are going to be a little more well done, but we do want some rare, and it's going to be right there in the middle, and our thermometer told us that it did. So the next thing is we're going to take this netting off of it, and then we're just going to remove it to the cutting board, let it set for a few minutes. Okay, so it's got juices have to redistribute in there. So let's go ahead and get a scissors, and we'll just cut this off. You see, you don't even have to remove this netting when you get it home, because it does the job of holding the lamb together for you as it's cooking in your oven, even though we did cook it at a high temperature of 425. Okay, all that basting that we did, and we basted every time we went back in the oven, hit it with a little bit of our joy juice, right? Get it in there. Okay, let's move some of the, oh, right. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, let's put our fork into it. And place it on our board. We'll remove this off to the side. If you want, you can save some of the fat in there, put a little bit of flour and mix it up to make a gravy and then strain it. You could do that. I do think lamb fat always tastes better when it's hot, but that could be something that you'd like. So with the pan juices that have flowed down, you can take some flour, sprinkle it on there, stir it in there. You can add in a little bit of milk if you like, or some stock, some beef stock and all, and make a nice gravy to go along with it. My personal preferences, I don't like a lot of lamb fat, especially when it's cold, but you can decide on that if you wish. But those juices really are affordable because it's just so flavorful, okay? But now that our roast has rested, and you can leave it to rest 10-15 minutes, about all you want it to do, and then you can start just cutting through it. It's going to be rare in the middle, and then it's going to be medium to well to the outside pieces. Okay, so if I was to cut it, say right here at the end, there's a beautiful well done. Look how moist it is. Okay, you can just see the moisture flowing through that. Now if I go into a little bit more in the center part here, you should see a little bit of pink. Right there, there's your pink, right in the middle, right there. And if I cut right through the center, you're going to see rare. And there it is, just beautifully cut. Okay, if you like your meat well done, you certainly could leave it in there a longer period of time. But as you can just see, the beautiful color, texture, and it's very flavorful. And that's how you cook a roast leg of lamb. Trust me, it is good. Like right now, refrigerate it. You can reheat it again. It does so much. You can even incorporate it into a lot of other dishes that you like lamb, especially some of those Greek dishes that taste so good. So please hook us up on Patreon. We put the link below. We'd love to have you subscribe to us on Patreon, and to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit that like button if you like. Thumbs up means a lot to me. And as always, if you have any comments, if you have some thoughts, maybe some thoughts you have on lamb, maybe you need some advice, some seasonings, things like that, let me know in the comment, because I respond to every comment. I love doing it, and it's just part of my trade. I love sharing information. So, as always, when you're cooking with simple and delicious recipes, it is delicious.